What is up? What is up? What is up, everybody? It is Phil Nagy on Sports, and it is Browns Sim Action. Week number 17. The Pittsburgh Steelers are in town. Final home game for your Cleveland Browns. And thank everything holy that it is not snowing in Cleveland, even though it's December the 28th. Appreciate you being on. Oh, that dude's wearing a tank top. Let's go. Must be a beautiful day in the land. My name is Phil Nagy. Channel is Nagy on Sports. Again, thank you so much, everybody, for joining me. Only place on YouTube that you're going to find simulated sporting events with live original commentary, even if your team is 3-12, which ours is. Now, interestingly enough, we do not know whether we will see Steelers starters or not. If the Ravens lose tomorrow night on Saturday, then Pittsburgh is clinched, and they may not have to play anybody. So it'll be interesting to see what happens, how that all goes. Again, at this point, the Browns have they're guaranteed to have a top 2 pick. And if something crazy happens, they still do have a chance to get the number 1 overall pick. So it'll be curious to see how they approach things. Of course, these players, this regime, always want to try to win. So it'll be interesting to see. It will be a very Browns thing to go in and win a game that screws up their draft choice by about 4 or 5 spots. So I've got the starters in for the Steelers. That means Aaron Rodgers is in there in this one. That's what he's done here in the simulated season. Appreciate everybody being on. Hey, Mason, welcome in. Hey, Bo. Okay, that's fine. Appreciate you being on. As Warren, takes a shot at the end of the play from Hickman, but he gets 13 to start the game. Welcome in, Alex, as well. You know what? I mean, at this point, as long as the Cavs get in the playoffs, that's all I really care about. Winning a bajillion games in the regular season has not mattered much in the past, so let's see what they do. They try to stretch it to the left side more, and this time he's going to be shut down right away. Tyson Campbell in this one. Return to the lineup for Denzel Ward. And obviously Quinshon Judkins out of the lineup. All right, drive safe, Keith. Drive safe, Keith. Easy for me to say. Back to pass now. Rodgers on a 2nd and 7. Wide open over the middle. Caught short. And near first down. It's the ageless one, Adam Thielen. Cut by the Panthers. Signed by the Vikings. Cut by the Vikings. And now signed by the Steelers. And Rodgers keeps it for a sneak, and he gets the first down. Something I do not anticipate seeing would be Aaron Rodgers on a QB sneak. I mean, I guess they're trying something different, which is let's be mediocre and then turn it on in the playoffs. Fired over the middle, caught by Thielen. He beat Ward across the middle. A deep dig route from right to left, and Thielen goes up and mosses him. And what is that? Shoulder injury for Ward, and he had really good coverage. Just an elite throw from Aaron Rodgers, who still has that accuracy when he has time to throw it. And that was a good example of it there to Thielen. Well, he's also been hurt for the last couple weeks. We'll see. I did just get NBA 2K26, so we'll do a couple of Cavs sims here moving forward after the doldrums of the Browns' regular season has come to an end here in a couple of weeks. We'll see how they look in the sim, and maybe we can get them playing a little better. 3rd down, and Freiermuth dropped it, and now it's 3rd and 4, rather, on that 2nd down play. Inside the 15-yard line. Rodgers back to pass. Empty rush. Blitz coming for the Browns. Quickly left side dig. First down. That's Austin. Calvin Austin. And 1st and goal now from the 5 as the Steelers have driven right down the field here on the opening drive of this football game. Towards the dog pound end, they head. Give it up the middle. Warren, and he'll be suplexed to the ground by Myles Garrett. An NFL leading TFL for 95. And again, he is a half sack shy coming into this one. If he gets the half in this one, they set up screen left side. Nicely done. Miles Harden got in there just enough to slow him down, and they'll lose a bunch of yards, and now 3rd and goal from all the way back at the 14-yard line. Who? Which Q? Which Q? Oh, Rip Q. Yes, I see what you mean. Quinshawn being out for the season with his broken ankle and tibia. Mike Hall's going to get in for a sack. So how about that? 3 negative plays once the Steelers got into the goal-to-go situation. Now it's a 4th and goal. They're all the way back to the 21. And Boswell comes in. It's almost blocked, but he's going to be roughed. Oh, boy. The Browns is the Browns, and on a 4th and goal from the 21, D'Angelo Ross is going to rough the kicker, and that gives them a first down at the 11-yard line. They still can get a first down inside the 1. Play action Rodgers. Interesting play there. Not a touchdown to Austin. Oh, boy, that's a very, very Browns thing to have happen. You hold them to a field goal, but you rough the kicker, then a play later. Aaron Rodgers wide open to Calvin Austin. And the Steelers strike first here in Cleveland. Boswell back to kick it again here. Into the hands of Corliss Waitman, and the kick is up, and the kick is good. 7-0 Steelers after the opening drive. Yeah, regardless of what happens with Stefanski, I am 100% ready for Bubba to go bye-bye. Yeah, you're right, Mason. You never go full Browns. Here's Larvadan. He'll try the left, and he'll be tackled by Jalen Ramsey playing some special teams. They moved him to free safety, and he's been very good. All right, that's what he's done in our simulated statistics. 154 yards passing, 6 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Probably fairly close to what he is in real life as well. All right, stretch it to the left side. First carry of the game, and it's going to be given to Malachi Corley. That was Malachi Corley lined up as the running back. That was a strange formation. Okay, they'll lose a yard regardless. Shador now in a shotgun. Back to pass with a 5-man rush. Fired in the middle. Caught by David Njoku, who's not supposed to be in the game. Do better, Browns. These guys are not supposed to be in the game. I promise you David Njoku is not in the starting lineup. He's probably going to miss again. Sanders to the right side. And caught by Fannin, who did pop up on the injury report today. We'll hope that Fannin is able to give it a go. Sanders on a 2nd and 7 now. Back to pass. Dylan Sampson returns to the lineup for the Browns. Fired over the middle. Caught. First down. Isaiah Bond had good time when he beat Braden Eccles across the middle on that dig route. And the first down to the near the midfield stripe. Shador Sanders to Isaiah Bond. 2 players you will likely see in brown and orange next year unless the regime change means an exit of Shador Sanders. Again, right now it's sort of like option A and option B, right? Keep Shador and build around him, or reset at the quarterback market. If the number 2 pick, you're going to get one of the top 2 guys. Left side run, it's Dylan Sampson. Welcome back from a broken hand, and Sampson runs. Looked like he got the first down by 2 yards. They'll say 2nd and 1. That was a bad spot. Regardless, it's 2nd and 1, and good to have him back. Again, you're not going to see him be the heavy ball carrier. You'll see Travion Williams, and there's Travion, first down, left side, up to the 35-yard line for Williams, and another first down for the Browns. Good opening drive, much like they had last week in Buffalo. I was there, I watched it. It was a very nice opening drive that netted them into the end zone. And the unlucky deflection interceptions happen. Now, blitz coming, they'll feel it right side. He zips it with some pop, and Bond, I think he caught it and then dropped it once he got to his knees. They're going to say it's a completion of 3 yards. Now Shador again with an empty set. He seems to like the empty set. Now he'll roll out of it. This he did very well last week. Ooh, takes a big shot from Peyton Wilson, but near a first down for Shador, and it sets up a 3rd and 1 here for the Browns at the Steeler 25. Center Luke Whippler climbs over the ball. All sorts of white jerseys up at the line. TJ Watt still out. Jack Sawyer starting for him, but Highsmith from the other side. They just bring way more than the Browns could block. And the Browns will stall out here, and it will be time for Andre Schmidt to kick about a 48-yard field goal. Schmidt's been solid. He was solid last week. That is when Rex Sunahara can get the snap there. They botched the snap last week. Another special teams goof for these Browns. And Schmidt's kick is up. Schmidt's kick is good. Both teams score on their opening drive, 7-3. Browns and Steelers. Hey, Dwayne, welcome in. Go Browns as well. Appreciate everybody being on. Thanks so much to all of my subscribers. We're at 1,180, which is a big number for us. Very grateful for that. And hit that like button as well. And if you haven't had a chance to subscribe or you got yourself a new Gmail account, you can subscribe from there as well. Also, we've done about 4 mock draft videos. We'll continue to do those. I mentioned on the last mock draft, here comes Miles, and that would be it. That would be the NFL record if it counts in real life, and hopefully we can get there as he gets home, beating the left tackle Andrus Peat, and Rodgers gets up looking at his ear hole. Crazy thing about this game is if they decide to sit Rodgers because the Ravens have lost and they clinch it, guess who Miles might be sacking to break the record? Mason Rudolph. You can't even make these things up, can you? 3rd and 16 for the Steelers here. Let's see if the Browns can get off the field. Back to pass. 4-man rush. Somebody falls down. Fired over the middle. Caught. Nope. Hold on. Schlesinger was all over them. Knocked it over. It would be nice to have him break the record in front of TJ. I'm not even sure if TJ's traveling. When you have a collapsed lung, you're not supposed to fly. I don't know if the Steelers take a bus over like the Browns do when they go to Pittsburgh or not. You're not supposed to do the changing cabin pressure with the collapsed lung, which is what he is recovering from as well. All right, 2:59. Browns do force a punt, and here comes Sugar. Shedeur Sanders out of a shotgun. Back to pass. Pressure right up his face. He'll throw over the middle and incomplete. Dropped by his receiver. That looked like it was Cedric Tillman. Turn around, back to pass. And sacked by Cam Hayward. Looked like Luke Whippler was the one who got whipped that time. 3rd and 15 coming up as big Cam Hayward gets home. And Shedeur a little wobbly getting up. We saw him run off the field last week because we were sitting right in the front of the tunnel that goes to the Browns locker room. We didn't know. I was spamming the Discord saying, "What's going on? What's going on?" He just had a cut on his finger and sacked again. This one's Keanu Benton. And back-to-back sacks in the Browns' terrible offensive line, showing everybody that they're still terrible. 4th and 23, and Bojorquez from his own 3-yard line will punt this one away. Still 7-3, so both teams score on the opening drive, punt on the second drive. Here comes the Steelers' 3rd drive, just under 2 minutes to go. First quarter, Diabate makes a nice tackle on special teams. Again, appreciate everybody being on. Again, if you didn't see my last mock draft, we did it with PFF, and I had shared that with my most recent YouTube payment. I went ahead and bought the premium version of PFF for the year. So I appreciate that. We'll be able to do all the mock drafts we want with PFF. We'll be able to deep dive into the statistics and their PFF scores. When we get the real draft in, we do the fake draft and all that stuff. So grateful for that. Would not have been able to do that without you, the faithful fans of Nagy on Sports. Thought it would be a fun way to spend that YouTube check. 2nd and 14 now. Back to pass. Rodgers, he'll fire left side. Dump it off to Warren. Warren breaks one tackle. Can't break the second or the third. 3rd and 6 coming up. We're under 45 seconds to go. Shotgun look for Rodgers. Motion to the outside. That's Freiermuth. Little trio of receivers that way. Back to pass. He'll fire over the middle. Over everybody's head and incomplete. And back-to-back punts coming up for the Steelers as Schwartz has adjusted to something he saw in that first half. Waitman comes in to punt it away with that left foot. Battle of lefty punters here in this one. Larvidan will watch it sail out of bounds to the 36. Not a great punt. So here comes Sugar. Shedeur Sanders. And why is Mahmoud Diabate the running back? What is happening? But he has a nice gain of about 17 because why not? Starting to get a little glitchy here, Madden. I think maybe the issue is that there were a couple, he's still indicating, there were a couple of formations that I had Quinshawn formation subbed into, and it didn't realize that to put a regular running back in. Anyway, 7-3 here. The end of one. Browns trail. Pittsburgh Steelers, Week 17 again. Thanks so much, everybody, for being on. My name is Phil Nagy. Channel is Nagy on Sports. Only place on YouTube you're going to find simulated sporting events with live original commentary. Turn around. Fake it to Mahmoud Diabate. Again, who is playing running back for reasons unknown to me. Now Travion is in there out of the pistol. 2nd and 10. Very weird. Very maddening. And they'll fake it to him, and he'll boot and be sacked in the boot. There he is. Jack Sawyer, go Bucks. As if we needed another reason to have to be like, oh, why? The Steelers always do this to us. Yeah, that is funny, Alex. I just don't get it. Scoop and Sawyer gets the sack. 3rd and 18. Stop me if you've heard this one before. Now back to pass. Shador, decent protection. Now he'll throw it about 2 yards, and Jerry Jeudy drops it. James Pierre in coverage, and the Browns will need to punt it away again. Best play of the drive was a 16-yard run from Mahmoud Diabate, randomly playing running back for reasons that only Madden knows. Bojorquez's punt goes deep and out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. All right, still 7-3. I will say, and if you didn't see, I actually put a picture of it on the Discord when I was at the game last week. It was, man, I'm going to say at least 60, maybe even 70% Bills fans. It was embarrassing. There was a lot of blue in that jersey, or in that stadium. A lot of blue jerseys in that stadium. And the only time I think that it really got loud was when we were on 3rd down and their defense was on the field. It was very embarrassing as a Browns fan. Deep shot right side, tipped up in the air and almost picked off. Ward tried to tip it back to himself, it looked like, just couldn't locate it up in the air. And now a 3rd and 3 coming up for the Steelers. Fans get a little bit loud here. Back to pass, Rodgers. Zip it left side, slant route, 1st down. Calvin Austin, he beat Tyson Campbell to the 36-yard line in a 1st down, Pittsburgh. Again, we'll really have to see what happens. If the Ravens lose tomorrow night on Saturday, then this game on Sunday, the Steelers will have already clinched. They wouldn't have to play their starters the last 2 weeks. They still could, of course, but they're an older team. They've signed extra vets. Marquez Valdes-Scantling, Asante Samuel Jr., Jalen Ramsey. Jabril Peppers was signed this year to the team. Adam Thielen we just talked about as well. Obviously Aaron Rodgers chief amongst those vets. So it'll be really interesting to see what they choose to do. And yeah, it would be very Brownsian of this season to win a game that only ruins the draft position. I guess maybe you feel good on the way out, but again, I think whatever decision that Haslam is going to make, it's already been made. And Kevin's either a dead man walking or he's going to get the ultimate get-out-of-jail-free card. But there's going to have to be some changes made, again, as the Browns continue to play historically bad offensive football. And your almost historically good defense just gets so beat up and exhausted that they eventually start getting outscored bigly. Fired over the middle. Go! What a dot that time! Held on to Jerry Jeudy in the middle of double coverage. How about them apples? Yeah, Brownsian. There you go, Jim. How about them apples? Yeah, Bo, I mean, he could be a dead man walking. He really could. That was a dot from Shador right there, and Jerry Jeudy actually held on as they approached the midfield stripe. 61-62 in total yards. That's the kind of day that it's been so far. Back to pass now, Shador Sanders. Deep drop for him. Now he'll shuffle up in the pocket, dump it short to Travion Williams. 50, 45, spin move 40 to the 35. Travion shoved out of bounds about the 28-yard line. Travion Williams, who will see more snaps. Of course, with the IR and season-ending surgery for Quinshawn Judkins. We knew it was bad in the stadium as Jack Sawyer's going to pick up his 2nd sack. We knew it was bad in the stadium because they did not show the replay on the Jumbotron, and the cart came out very quickly, so we knew it was bad. Looked like Milano kind of just speared him in the shin, hence the dislocated ankle and broken tibia. But honestly, to have no knee damage for Quinshon is huge. He should be totally back in 6 months, so off-season program and those kinds of things. Here's Rocket Sanders, who I thought actually had a little bit of something in relief of Quinshon Judkins. Travion and Rocket together, I thought played pretty well, but now it's a 3rd and long for the Browns. They are in field goal range right now. Back to pass now, Shador. He's got room, he's got time, he's going to go deep. 3rd and 14, end zone! I think he caught it, but he was out of bounds. We're going to get Cleveland challenging the ball because I think he caught it.
Previous play is under review.
Hey, Rick, welcome in. Yes, hope everyone had a wonderful Christmas indeed. Let's see if he got his feet in. 1 foot, 2 feet. I think that's a touchdown. Where are the heels? What a catch from Dylan Sampson. Cleveland challenges it, and it's a touchdown, Browns. Oh, my. What a catch from Dylan Sampson in the back corner of the end zone. And with 9:32, the Browns take a lead. What was that play? Wow. What a catch from Dylan Sampson, and what a throw from Shador. I mean, maybe, Earl. I could tell you that last week the Bills literally ran in the opposite direction of Miles every time. Every play was away from Miles. It was unbelievable to watch. They wanted no part in him breaking the record against them. They were like, we do not want to be on this highlight reel for the end of eternity. Josh Allen did not want to be on that one. You can assume that's going to be part of the game. I mean, I think people have that game plan every week. We're not going to let Miles beat us. So, anyway, that was a nice catch, by the way, by Valdez Scantling. Just a dot from Aaron Rodgers. Beat the safeties across the middle. He was not a bouncer. Oh, man. Welcome in, David. Back to pass, 1st and 10. Pressure up the middle, and he'll be sacked again. Mike Hall, his 2nd of the first half. It'd be nice for him to kind of pick it up a little bit if he's fully healthy. 2nd and 18 now. Big sack there for Mike Hall. Rodgers in a shotgun, 8:25 and counting here. They trail by 3. Blitz coming. It's from Schlesinger. They pick it up. They'll dump it short, and Ward comes up to pop Adam Thielen. Old man Rivers right there. Adam Thielen. I guess that's probably Phillip Rivers. Old man River, we'll say. Far right side. Caught, 1st down. Freiermuth just found a little bit of a gap in the zone. You're not crazy, Earl. I have been a Stefanski supporter for a long time. I think he's gotten a raw deal. I think the awfulness of the offensive line and the wide receiver rooms by what Andrew Berry did, I think he's gotten a raw deal, and I think he's going to get a job immediately, and he's probably going to go on to be a really good coach somewhere, and we're going to be like, you know, it could be Belichick 2.0 for us to watch him go have a dynasty somewhere. So, but I don't know. It's I can see both sides of it. What we don't know is, has he lost the room? Has he lost the vets? Those kinds of things. Shador has progressed. How much of that has been him? I think Tommy Rees has called good plays. How much of that is because of Kevin's tutelage? I think you've got to get a new wide receivers coach. I would call Bill Callahan and offer him the bag to come back. Tight ends are sort of like whatever. Deuce Staley's fine. Keep Tommy if you want. But you've got to get a different wide receiver coach and offensive line coach. And you got to get basically new rooms. And you got $150 million you can't spend. Right side throw to Freiermuth, and he goes up in the air. And actually Denzel could have cleaned his clock, but he didn't. So we'll see. We will see. Back to pass now, Rodgers. Now again, the Browns, because they did not activate Watson this week, he reverts to PUP, so they're going to collect that $41 million of insurance money. Now that is not going to go against the cap, as Miles might get credit for a half year, but Mike Hall's there again. That's not $41 million of cap relief. There's no such thing as cap insurance, but it's just cash. So $41 million back into the Browns' bank accounts that they can do things with, like buyout contracts of coaches and or general managers. So it'll be interesting to see. I almost think that it would be like a funny form of punishment to make Andrew Berry have to stay and deal with the mess that he has made and figure out a way for him to put a roster together. But that's me, the kid with the magnifying glass and an anthill. Boswell to tie it. And he does. 10-10 with 5.5 to go here at Nagy on Sports. Appreciate everybody being on. Again, thanks so much to all of my subscribers. He has talked about it now on the pod, so I can talk about it officially. But if you are a Zach Jackson and Friends listener, his new intro music was written by yours truly and sung by yours truly, so that's kind of fun. He shouted me out on the episode after last week's Bills game when he played it. So that little ditty that plays before the Zach Jackson and Friends podcast is written by Phil Nagy, so that's pretty darn cool. I reached out to him, and he was interested in that, and so that was a lot of fun to be able to put together. And yeah, we might be able to collaborate on a couple other things, including maybe getting him on a sim. Judy caught it when he was out of bounds. Unbelievable. Thank you, Jim. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. He's a super cool guy. We've been emailing, and I haven't told him about the channel yet, but I will. I didn't want it to seem like I was offering him something because I wanted something from him. He offered to pay me, and I said no, those kinds of things. So I just wanted to do it out of the goodness of my heart. So Malik Whiteheart with the catch, but he lost a yard, 3rd and 11. So anyway, the next time you check out the Zach Jackson and Friends podcast, which many of us on the channel like just because he's so brutally honest. And another sack coming. We get a flag as well. Did he get him with the face mask? Nope. That's a holding on the Browns. Cam Robinson. Oof. He cannot be the left tackle next year. He's not under contract, so. Kevorkian has a punted away. It's still 10-10. So that's exciting. And again, I like Zach a lot. I like the way that he speaks with just truth and candor. And he can swear on his podcast, which is kind of fun. I think he's a good writer, too. He's been with The Athletic for a long time. So, anyway, that's my news. I told you I had some news about Zach Jackson. That's the news. Warren on the handoff. Aha, the results speak for themselves. David, it's been a minute, man. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a good holiday or having a good holiday. Rodgers back to pass. 2nd and 8. Dump it short left side. Caught by Connor Hayward, the brother of Cam. Both of them sons of Christian Ironhead Hayward. 3rd and 5. Browns could use a timeout here after this play if the clock is still running. 3rd and 5. And that's, of course, that they don't get the first down. Rodgers back to pass. Pressure coming. He'll fire deep down the middle. Incomplete, but somebody's been penalized. And it's going to be holding on the Steelers despite him facing the wrong way. The guy trying to block Miles actually called for a hold, and with 2:55, the Browns will receive a punt. Waitman left foots it up into the Cleveland air. Again, still apologizing for last week's sim, that stupid Bills sim with the whiteout snow conditions. Just absolutely so dumb, Madden. So dumb. 1st and 10. Shador. 2-minute drill. Somebody's offsides, I think. It's still Mahmoud Diabate at running back. What is happening?
Offside. Defense.
I guess I'm going to have to go with... My guess is it has to do with something about me cutting or putting him on the practice squad, in this case, Quinshon Judkins, to get him out of the lineup officially. But I'm just not sure why you decide that Mahmoud... He's in the game again. That Mahmoud Diabate is the one that you should put in instead. He's going to take it again. Mahmoud up the middle, juking his way for another first down. He's got 2 carries for 21 yards. Mahmoud Diabate. Maybe he's like all these guys. He played a little running back in high school. He's like, put me in, coach. Now Travion Williams back into the game. He'll stay in the block. Shador fires it right side. It's picked off. Jumping the route, Joey Porter Jr. It looked like he just kind of bodied up Isaiah Bond and ripped the ball out of his hands. Let's see if we get a replay of it here. Shador threw it, a little wobbly. And yeah, he just beat Bond to the ball. Bond's there and he's open. And just a rookie mistake there. As Joey Porter goes and attacks the football. Bond does not. And the first turnover of the game from Shedeur happens through the air. 2:03 to go now. With all 3 timeouts, maybe the Steelers get aggressive. High formation and 2 tight ends. Play action. Quickly throw it over the middle. Caught. Jonnu Smith. First time we've called his name, but he's got a first down, and he's already into Browns territory. 2-minute drill here. 2-minute warning, rather. Phil Nagy. Nagy on Sports is the channel. Thanks so much to all my subscribers. If you haven't had a chance to subscribe, I'd greatly appreciate it. Back to pass. Blitz coming. Fired short over the middle and incomplete. Drop pass there. Probably the best thing to do. It would have been about a 2nd and 3, but the clock would have run. They would have had to force to use the timeout. Trips to the right side. Rodgers. Still a 4-man rush. Fired again. Right side. Incomplete over everybody's head. Not sure who that was supposed to be. Looks like maybe Scotty Miller. Old Bowling Green Falcon. Back to pass now. Rodgers. Fired over the middle. Tipped away. A big left-handed paw from Grant Delpit. Swats it to the ground, and on a 4th down, they're going to try the 56-yard field goal from Boswell. So the Browns hold after a singular first down. Boswell's kick is up. His kick is good. He drilled it from 56. Weird-looking hold. Waitman had a hard time getting it to the ground, but kick is up, and the kick is good. 13-10. So not the worst thing that could have happened off of the interception, but it is 3 points off of the turnover. Larberdan right down Broadway, and he'll be tackled at the 30-yard line. 141, still 3 timeouts for Sugar and company. Yeah, the best plays so far are Dylan Sampson mossing a guy in the end zone and Mahmoud Diabate at running back. Now, Sanders back to pass, 1st and 10. In the middle dropped by the aforementioned Dylan Sampson. 1:39 on the 2nd quarter clock. Browns trail 3, back to pass, 5-man or 4-man rush. Sugar will step up, 30, 35 to the 40, to the 45. Oh, he fumbles the football! And it's picked up by Cam Hayward. And a 2nd turnover for Shedeur Sanders. And he's starting to get a little bit careless with the football. Just slide there, Sugar. All you have to do is slide. He had the first down easily. Fumbling the football. Cam Hayward chasing the play because he's a savvy vet. And back-to-back turnovers from Shedeur Sanders have the Steelers in business. Now, 90 seconds to go. Rodgers, left side. Tipped away by Tyson Campbell. Oh, Shedeur. But it only gives condensed milk. You've got some good ones. Good ones tonight, David. You've been saving up. 2nd and 10. Rodgers, left side throw. Thielen, but he stays in bounds. 3rd and 3. If you're new to the channel, or at least to the chat, David has been a subscriber for a long time, and he loves to throw dad jokes into the chat. So, a couple of people who do that, David, most notorious. First down, but they haven't called their timeout. Now they do. Could Mike Tomlin lose his job? Could John Harbaugh lose his job? Somebody said John Harbaugh to the Browns. Somebody said trade John Harbaugh for Kevin Stefanski. Would you take John Harbaugh as your coach right now, starting next year? Short throw over the middle. In fact, I'm going to put a poll in here. Would you trade? I've never tried a live poll. Fired over the middle, wide open. Thielen, first down, his 7th catch. There we go. I've never tried a live poll before. Back to pass now. Rodgers. Pressure coming. Miles gets home. 5th sack of the first half for the Demolition Dogs. Stefanski not calling timeout. And this thing looks like it's going to be headed to half. Back to pass. They're going to throw a quick little screen to the right side. Warren, he's got a lot of jerseys to get through. And Hickman hits him hard. And we have reached 000. Halftime here on the lake. 13-10. Browns trail the Pittsburgh Steelers in week number 17. My name is Phil Nagy. The channel is Nagy on Sports. Again, appreciate everybody being on. Thanks so much to all of my subscribers, all 1,180 of you. You guys are the best. Really and truly appreciate it very much. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button as well. It continues to help grow the channel. Somebody had asked earlier, I think maybe Alex, that it was you. I have had a busy day today. I've got a busy one tomorrow. I will plan to sim, the Ohio State and Miami game. I will try to sub that maybe Sunday or Monday of this coming weekend, or end of this weekend, so that we can see what that one might look like, because it's been a minute since we've had an Ohio State sim. Yeah, we should get Tank Bigsby. Did he get cut by the Jags? Fired of a middle, caught by Corley for a short gain of 6. There you go, Rick. Rick throwing some dad jokes in there, too. That's funny. That's a good joke. Cashier said, never mind. That's good. I remember Blockbuster Video, for sure. Turn around. Travion Williams. And get a couple. 3rd and 3. For the Browns, opening drive of half number 2, trailing 13-10. Yeah, that's exactly what he does. Back to pass now. It's coming from that side. Shador fires on the run. Big shot taken by Corley, and he holds on. Patrick Queen laid the boomstick, but Malachi Corley holds on to the football. Look at that throw from Shador. He had kind of opened his shoulders and threw a dot there. Those throws are in there. And those throws are in there in real life, too. Just needs a line, and he needs some weapons, and he needs some time. He needs an offseason in an NFL weight room. That crazy Browns simulator room they have. He just needs more reps. But he needs to be surrounded by NFL talent, I think, more than anything. And like I said, I think option A, especially if you're bringing people back, is to give him an opportunity to do just that. Option B is you're going to be in a position to take Mendoza or Moore, whichever one. And that's assuming whether the Giants or the Raiders or those teams play this week. So whatever those teams loses Sunday, the Giants probably don't need a quarterback. The Raiders definitely do. So would somebody trade up to get him? Or do you feel good about it? Maybe you trade back, try to pick up another first, and go to 5th through 10th, and then go offensive line or Tyson or Tate. As a nice punt there by Bojorquez goes out of bounds at the 12-yard line. But no scoring on the drive. Well, I don't think Ryan Day is going anywhere. And Ryan Day can't just recruit the best players to the NFL. That's not how it works. Ask Urban Meyer how that went. Urban Meyer was also an elite recruiter. He went to the Jags, and it was the worst head coaching job in I think the history of the NFL. Fired over the middle, and again, another deep dig route from Thielen, beating Denzel Ward. We saw that play in the first quarter, looked very, very similar, with just another good cover. Well, that time I guess he had him beat by a step or two. 15 yards on the catch. Oh, his recruiting and free agency. I mean, again, at this point, they don't have any money. They're not going to be able to give any free agent a big deal. They're going to have to start 25 rookies next year, or dudes on rookie contracts. That's all they're going to be able to afford, plus Miles and Ward and JOK if he comes back. I mean, those vets that they've got a few vets under contract, but the offensive line is going to be draft picks and cheap free agents. All I wanted for Christmas is June, huh, David? David, remind me, you live in California? Is that what am I remembering this correctly? For some reason that's in my head, that you live in California, if you don't mind sharing. There you go. Rick's got some good ones tonight, too.
It's a gain of 17 yards. First down, Steelers.
1st and 10. Step up, short throw. Fryer moved for a gain of about 5. 9:20, 3rd quarter. Steelers driving left to right here on your YouTube radio dial. First down, Jalen Ward from 35, nearing the 30, and that's where Ward and Hickman will bring him down. You are originally from LA. Okay. I had this somewhere. I had that in my brain.
That's another Steelers first down.
First down for the Squealers here. 8:48 and counting. Rodgers in a shotgun. Zach Frazier. Delayed handoff to the true freshman. I almost said true freshman. The rookie, Caleb Johnson, out of Iowa, who has kind of struggled. Lower Alabama. That's where you're at now. I have cousins that live in Mobile. Speaking of Lower Alabama. Left side. Oh, you're from LA, Lower Alabama? Not Los Angeles. Oh, boy. Fired over the middle. Incomplete. Fourth down. Browns will hold again. Bending but not breaking. And Boswell attempting now a third field goal.
Chris Boswell on for the field goal. A 41-yard attempt.
Personal foul. Roughing the
Are
kicker.
you kidding me? He did it again. Cam Thomas roughed the kicker. 1st and 10 Browns. Twice in the same game. Oh, brother. Browns scored their last touchdown after roughing the kicker on a missed field goal. And, ooh, Warren barely almost, he got a first down, but he almost got in. And man, the defense has to be pissed at the special teams. Only touchdowns they've given up have been after the special teams goof. Here's Warren again, left side. This time they'll keep him out. Hey, da-da-da-ts.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the 1-yard line.
Something tells me they're not charging 45 cents. 2nd and goal. Headed towards the dog pound, which is pretty quiet right now. Warren this time walks right in. Touchdown Steelers again, courtesy of a special teams penalty. That's David. Good one. Well, that's got to be frustrating. This Browns defense has played very well. Both of the Steeler touchdowns, direct results of field goal attempts where the kicker was roughed. And then they got short reset of downs, 1st and goals, and scored touchdowns on both of them. And that's frustrating. Hey, Mitchell, welcome in. Go Browns. Bubba is the best at something. He's the best at being the worst special teams coordinator. His units are abysmal. Sampson up the middle. Nice run for Dillon. Took him about 8 yards. Dylan Sampson again should be returning from his broken hand this week. Don't expect him to take Quinshon's role per se, but he'll get that. The role they were kind of carving out for him nicely, catching those swing passes, which they like to do, of course. Quinshon had 5 catches before his injury last week. I think we're going to get Holding. We are going to get Holding. Hey, surprise, surprise. Cam Robinson. All he does is hold, no matter what. Out of a pistol now here. Shador on a 2nd and 12. For number 12, he's back to pass. Fires over the middle, very short, and is dropped by Jerry Jeudy. Again, at this point, it's just getting kind of unfunny how accurate the Browns sim has been. Struggling in all facets. Fire, deep shot. Oh, he had him open. He missed him. Over his head that time. Trying to go for Jerry Jeudy on a post. And he had him. Looked like that touchdown they ran against the Titans, but this one not going to be complete, and they'll have to punt it away again. Hardman and D'Angelo Ross making the tackle at the 30-yard line. Aaron Rodgers today, already 43 pass attempts. That's an obscene amount of pass attempts halfway through the 3rd quarter here. Especially when all they need to do now is hand the football off and try to end the game. Up the middle. Hit by Mason Graham in the backfield, and Mike Hall cleaned it up at the line of scrimmage. Jalen Warren. Couldn't hear much about Najee Harris, who went to LA. I know he got hurt fairly early in the year, but we don't seem to really be missing him here in Pittsburgh. Fired left side, caught short. Schlesinger makes the tackle. That's Marquez Valdez-Scantling, long-time NFL receiver. Back to pass now. Fired right side, caught first down. Jonnu Smith just throwing little forward 5-yard routes, and it's working right now. Jonnu Smith for a first down. Yeah, the Rivers one is even, at least Rodgers has been playing and stayed in playing shape. Like, Rivers just looks like an overweight middle-aged guy who just came off the couch. And he's been competent. They're not going to make the playoffs, and I feel bad for the Colts. They were so good so early, but just a remarkable story, truly, what he's been able to do. Jeez. Nice TFL for Captain America. Him not making the Pro Bowl is a travesty, by the way. He's going to win Defensive Rookie of the Year, though. Trips to the left side. 3rd and 11, Rodgers. He's got time. He's got time. Now he'll shuffle. Now he'll dump it short to his running back, who gets tackled by Tyson Campbell. And it's a 4th down. And a punt upcoming for the Steelers. Under 1:40 to go, 3rd quarter. Phil Nagy on Sports is the channel. Guys, this is what I do. If you are new to this YouTube channel, this is what we do. We simulate sporting events. The computer plays the computer. PlayStation plays the PlayStation. And I do live original commentary and interact with you, the faithful fans. That is literally the entirety of the channel. A COVID project that started in the summer of 2020. Here we are more than 5 years later, bringing it to you. Another sack for Jack Sawyer. He is 4 today, starting for TJ Watt. His return to the Buckeye State has been a good one. Remember, the kid's from Pickerington, Ohio, just outside of Columbus on the east side of town. So this will be his, well, he's probably played in Cincinnati, but his first game in Cleveland. And he is showing out. TJ Watt, who they said, 2nd and 20. Shador, blitz coming again. He'll feel it. He'll dump it short to the hot receiver. Isaiah Bonner takes a shot from Peyton Wilson and holds on. 3rd and 10. Trips to the right side. Somehow David Njoku is in the game. Must be a formation sub that I didn't take him out of. Pressure coming. Shador, right side, incomplete. Trying to go over Jerry Jeudy. And the Browns will have to punt again. 20-10 in this one. This felt very accurate. Shador's made a couple of really good throws and some just head scratchers, and he's had 2 silly turnovers. Again, Dylan Gabriel, for all of his flaws, did not turn the football over. Now, he couldn't do much else, but he wasn't turning the football over. Shador's starting to turn it over several times a game. And when you're as rough as they are on offense, you just can't be giving people extra possessions. Right side throw, incomplete. Grant Delpit all over Scotty Miller. 10 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. Motion from Freiermuth right to left. Now he'll head back to the right side. Looks like zone from the Browns. Rodgers knows that. Fires left side. Short throw to Adam Thielen. 10 catches already for Thielen. He has been targeted a lot here in this one. Old man to old man. And the Browns still trailing by 10. It's 20-10 here at the end of 3 quarters. Thielen is 35. Rodgers is 42 years old. Crazy. Crazy, crazy. 3rd and 8. Rodgers in an empty backfield. Here comes Miles and company. Miles breaks it out. Miles gets home! Solo sack. Myles Garrett. 6th of the day for the Demolition Dogs. I think that's the 2nd or the 3rd one for Garrett as he continues to push what would be the NFL record at this point. I don't think he has that many in the sim. But he gets home that time. 4th and 16, and Waitman punts it away. Browns trail by 10. Maybe we'll go with a little situational coach mode just to try to mix it up. Just something. Got to do something. I'm going to try to get the offense going a little bit. I haven't situationally coach moded in a while.
Ready, set.
In fact.
Ready.
That's the one I want. Sanders back to pass. Gets up the moon. Mahmoud Diabate. It is a running back, and he fumbles it immediately, and it is a scoop and score for Chuck Clark, the former Raven. Another vet on this defense. Mahmoud, one step, two step, three. I think that's a football move, and Cam Hayward causes the fumble. Unbelievable. Why is Mahmoud Diabate playing running back? Oh, gosh. I literally call one play, and it's 7 points for the Steelers. Oh, gosh. This game hates us. This game hates me. This game is like, this season needs to end, Phil. You need to pick better players for the Browns. I will pick better players for the Browns, Madden. Just give me a chance. Give me a chance. Well, I don't think I'm going to call a coach mode play again. Yeah, Browns 13 turnovers this season. I don't think so. They could be negative 13. Double agent. No, you can't make it up, Dwayne. And sacked again. Highsmith just kind of punches Shador in the face through Cam Robinson's attempt at blocking. You really can't. You really, really can't. Fired over the middle. Short throw. We're going to get another holding call on the Browns offensive line.
Holding. Offense.
KT Leviston. First time we've called his name. He's actually been pretty decent in these last couple of games for Conklin. Fired over there. Caught by Harold Fan. I haven't called his name at all. 3rd and 12 after the second and forever. Browns with one third down conversion all day in this one. Back to pass. Shador. Pressure coming. He'll be hit as he throws over the middle. Caught by Tillman. A Cedric Tillman sighting for a first down. Browns to the 43-yard line. Standing in the pocket. Standing tough. Tillman, maybe a little bit too much celebrating being down 17. Shador. From his own 43, back to pass. Fired left side. Caught by Blake Whitehart. Gain of 8 for the tight end, Whitehart. Whitehart in his 3rd season at Wake Forest. I would not have remembered that. Fired over the middle. He had Fan and he missed him. Looked like Judy was also open deep on that right side. He missed everybody on that one. Now Shador out of a shotgun. Sampson in the backfield. Blitz coming and he'll be sacked. Whippler and Antonio getting beat. 9th sack of the day for the Steelers as they're just bludgeoning Shador. And I'll tell you, Shador is a tough kid. I watched him get walloped a bunch in that Bills game. So I got to sit about 12 rows from the field. And he just kept getting up. Even the one time he cut his finger, he had to go in and get stitches. But he's a tough kid, man. But he was just getting his clock cleaned. And that was the 4th down and a turnover on downs for the Browns. Pitch at left side. Warren, good TFL. Hickman. And it looked like Devin Bush were back there. Nope, Alex Wright is back there. Alex Wright with his new $21 million contract. Trips to the right side. Rogers goes the 4-man rush. Fired left, short throw, and Hickman again lays the boom on Jalen Warren. 3rd and 12. Steelers from the Browns 41. Back to pass. Rogers. 4-man rush again. He'll throw it to the middle. It's picked off. Miles Harden jumped the route. And the Steelers finally turn it over themselves after 3 Browns turnovers. Miles Harden jumps the route and picks off Aaron Rodgers. And there's a small amount of celebration from the few brown and orange colored fans that have stayed to the 4th quarter. Down 17 to the Squealers. All right, 1st and 10. Come on, Shador. Back to pass. Coming short to Harold Fan for a gain of 1. Patrick Queen on the tackle. Just 178 yards total offense. It's not going to get it done pretty much any time in an NFL football game. Blitz coming. They feel it. They'll fire it. Caught. Nope. Corley couldn't hold on. Bluebirds rain down as Corley drops. It would have been a big first down. Blitz coming again. They'll pick it up. Now Shador right side. Caught. Nope. Dropped again. Dallin Sampson. More Boo Birds off of the drop.
It's now 4th down.
That's right. No one likes a quitter. 4th and 9. Shador. Get rid of it, kid. Get rid of it, kid. Incomplete. I think he was trying to go deep with it. And another turnover on downs. And again, some more Bluebirds from the Browns fans. Rodgers and company, 9:19 to go. Just hand the ball. Can we just start kneeling now, please, Aaron? He'll turn around, give it to Warren, gashing the defense. Big gainer. I thought he was going to pop for a touchdown. And first down for Jalen Warren.
16 yards. That's good for a Steelers first down. A gain of 16.
Jalen Warren from Oklahoma State. None of you remember that one either. Like the pass now. Aaron Rodgers. Fired it right side. Down the seam. He caught a man open. Adam Thielen having a incredible game for the 35-year-old. Hooked on a Thielen. And he is having a monster game. First and goal. Steelers as they are ready to put the Browns into a total pool of embarrassment and despair. Up the middle, Warren, 2 yards. Mason Graham on the tackle right at the line of scrimmage. Rodgers shifts the formation, spreads it out. Still 2 tight ends in the game. They're just wider now. A lot of space, play action. Fired right side, dropped it. He had Thielen for a touchdown. Good coverage from Denzel Ward. Now it's 3rd and goal. Rodgers changing the formation yet again. Everybody bunches up back towards the middle of the field. Rodgers against the 4-man rush. Right side throw, wide open, touchdown. Pat Freiermuth. And somebody forgot to cover him. And Freiermuth wide open in the end zone. That was too easy. Touchdown, Steelers. 33-10 now. Maybe next year, David. Who knows? Appreciate you being on, though. Hope you had a good holiday, Christmas if you celebrate. Have a safe New Year's. And we'll see you next week for, mercifully, our final Browns sim of the season. Mercifully. Means the next time we have a Browns sim, I'll be in charge. I'll pick the players.
At their own 26-yard line.
7:24 on this 4th quarter clock. Sugar in the shotgun. Hey, Karen, welcome in. Go Browns. Left side throw. Caught it. Beautiful catch. Really nice ball from Jerry Jeudy, and actually caught it and held on for a first down. That was a dot from Shador again. Again, we've seen that throw. It's in the bag. This time Sampson holds on, takes a shot from Peyton Wilson to pick up those 7. 2 completed passes as soon as you got on, Karen. And yes, you do the same. There's McCorley for another first down. Ball pops out! Fannin apparently on it. They're not even going to review it. Man, this ball has been slippery. Empty set for Shador. Back to pass. Fired it right side. Incomplete. Got hit hard by Alex Highsmith. Man, this kid's tough. Shador takes a licking, keeps on ticking. 5:44 to go, 4th quarter. Browns getting bludgeoned at home in their final game of the season. And what's probably going to be the end of the Andrew Berry, Kevin Stefanski era. I just do not foresee a situation where they come back. Doesn't mean I don't want to see it. Doesn't mean it could happen. But I think at this point, especially the way that it's looked, I think we're going to get a roughing the passer or holding. I'm just not sure you can bring him back. It's going to be holding because, of course, it is. Just why can't you point the right way? Man, Joel Bitonio is going to be like, why did I come back for this? Of course, Bitonio, I think Posick and, Bitonio, Conklin, and Teller all have dead money next year. Cap hits when they're not going to be under contract. About $45 million, I believe, for offensive linemen who will not be on your roster. Of course, $80 million for Deshaun Watson, about 26, I believe, for David Njoku without a contract as well. So it's not going to be a good situation. And again, I realize there's only 32 of these. Everybody dreams of working in the NFL, but this is not a desirable job right now. You are in salary cap hell. You have a couple of extremely good defensive players, and Jim Schwartz has got those guys to buy in, and they play an attacking system, but it has its flaws. You have a historically bad offense, and really nobody on that side of the ball outside of Quinshon Judkins and Harold Phantom to work with, depending on what your thoughts are on Shedeur Sanders. So it is not an appealing job. You're not going to go get the Ben Johnsons of the world, the hot young coordinator who everybody wants. That's why, I mean, right now we got 75% of the votes on my straw poll. 8 of you have voted. We're 75-25. People would just trade Stefanski straight up for John Harbaugh. And I'm not sure John Harbaugh is a great coach. He's been there for a long time. His teams have been good. So maybe he is a good coach. I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and end that poll. Interesting. 6-2 on that voting for us. Third down is this... second down as this clock ticks down to 3 minutes and counting. Guys, this was fun. I appreciate you joining me. I will do the stats at the end. I know many of you will pop off. Again, look for the Miami and Ohio State official sim either Sunday night or Monday of this coming week. A couple of days before the real game, which I believe is, Wednesday is the real game? Sounds right. New Year's Eve. 3rd and 11. But again, I hope everybody had a great Christmas. Merry Christmas from Kit and I here at League on Sports. Boxing Day? Is that today, right? Boxing Day is the day after, I believe.
He's brought down at the 42-yard line. A gain of 6 yards. It's 4th down.
No, Jimmy Modell. Wow. That's a pretty big diss. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't even know who the hot young coordinators are. Like Clint Kubiak, right? People are calling his name a lot. Is he in, Denver now? I don't even know where he's at. People keep saying, like, John Gruden wants to get back to coaching. People have said that somebody still likes Belichick here in the Browns front office. I think that's maybe part of the reason you just don't move on at this point. It's like the grass may not even be greener. Shedeur going to fire late to Fannin for a gain of about 7.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
I honestly don't know, Alex. I haven't really started to kind of look at the list of the candidates other than the guys who've already been fired. I don't think that's the direction we're going to go. Dropped by Easton Mascarenas Arnold. Why is he in there? What is happening, Madden, with your weird roster changes? Mercifully, there's a minute left. Shedeur will be sacked. Oh, nobody throws it out of the sack. 4th and 3. Kyle Duggar, longtime Patriot. And now the Browns will punt. Down 24. Why not? Get that good field position. Jorquez, the good punt. Fair catch called by Calvin Austin at the 43-yard line. 36 of 55 today for Aaron Rodgers. Couple more gray hairs into that beard, probably, at that rate. Guys, I do appreciate you being on. Always enjoy spending an hour or so with my faithful fans here on the channel. Just so grateful for it. Again, thank you so much to all of my subscribers. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. Again, in about 19 seconds, I will go through some stats, but then we will sign off. But I do appreciate you being on with me here today. 34-10. There's DK Metcalf, suspended for this one, of course. Oh, excuse me, that's Patrick Queen. DK Metcalf, though, is suspended for this one after hitting the fan, even though the fan was egging him on and saying, I'm sure, extremely inappropriate things. You still can't do that stuff. All right, let's look at some stats here in this one. Browns on the wrong side of it, but somehow maybe on the right side of it, because right now winning is losing. Rodgers today. Ugh, I do not want Matt Eberflus. He was... Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think Matt Eberflus is a better... He was a terrible coach in Chicago. I don't think he's a better coach than Kevin Stefanski. If that's my option, I roll with Stefanski again. Brian Dable from the Giants or Bill Callahan? I'd like to have Bill Callahan back to coach my line. Anyway, I'll do some coach research, especially if it gets fired on Black Monday. Rodgers today, 37 of 56, 308, 2 touchdowns. Did have the 1 interception. Warren, 18 for 41 on a touchdown, just 3 carries for Gainwell, 2 for Rodgers. Caleb Johnson with 1. Jonnu Smith on a tight end jet sweep. How about Adam Thielen? Hooked on a Thielen today. 11 for 120, 7 for 25 for Jalen Warren. 6 for 44 for Calvin Austin, 5 for Baby Gronk. Both those guys got in the end zone. The Valdez Scantling, 3 for 42. Connor Hayward, Jonnu Smith getting a couple of catches as well in this one. Leading tackler, Peyton Wilson, now in his 2nd season out of NC State. Very good player. Next to Patrick Queen, their 2 middle linebackers leading. How about Jack Sawyer today? 6 tackles, they were all for loss. 4.5 of them for sacks. Unbelievable. 3 sacks for Cam Hayward, 2.5 for Highsmith. How about J.J. Watt, who? The pick was by Joey Porter. They also had 3 fumble recoveries, or excuse me, forced fumbles, and picked up 2 of them as the Browns turned the ball over 3 times. Shedeur today, 21 of 39, 235, and an interception. Unfortunately, that looks pretty accurate. I don't know why in the world Diabate was running the football, but he was your leading rusher today. 3 carries, 18 yards. Sampson, 3 for 14. Sanders actually had 2 scrambles for 21. Travion Williams, 2 for 4 in the absence of Quinshon Judkins in this one. Harold Fannin, 5 for 31, 4 for 30 for Bond. He had a drop. Corley, 3 for 33, had 2 drops. 2 for Whiteheart, 2 for Judy with 3 drops. Look at this. 3 drops. Dylan Sampson, 2 for 39, including the touchdown. He threw a touchdown. Dylan Sampson had a touchdown catch. Shedeur should have a touchdown. What is happening? Tillman with a catch. Travion Williams, Njoku randomly with a catch as well in this one. Glitching all over the place today, Madden. Thanks, Rick. Appreciate you. We will see you next time. I don't know. Alex has just disappeared. Ronnie Hickman today, 16 tackles, 14 for Captain America, 11 for Denzel, 10 for Tyson Campbell. How about Myles Garrett with 7 TFLs? He had 3.5 sacks of his own, 2 for Hall. Halvesies for Graham and McGuire. And this one, the pick was by Miles Harden. Yeah, I don't know. Clearly, it maybe didn't exist. We saw it happen. Maybe it's because it got reviewed or something. The stats couldn't keep up with it. I don't know. All right, guys. Appreciate you being on. This one was a lot of fun. Except for the actual sim itself, because the Browns stink in the sim like they do in real life. But I always enjoy spending time with you guys. Thanks again so much to all my subscribers. You guys are the best. Again, hope everybody had a great Christmas for those who celebrate. And if I don't talk to you again until next week, have a very safe and happy New Year. Otherwise, probably do another mock draft sim here in the next couple days. And, of course, look for our Buckeyes and Miami Hurricanes preview of the Cotton Bowl. Probably Sunday or Monday. I will try to post in the chat, Alex, so that you are abreast of the situation. All right, guys, take care of yourselves. Have a great rest of the day. Today we will say, go Steelers. And as always, go Browns!